In this segment of Dr. Dan and Daly, Dr. Dan has turned into Dr. Zhivago. Hi, everybody. John Daly here with Dr. Dan O'Brien, and he has become very Omar Sharif-like. Dan, you're looking great. Where are you?
Hey, John. Great to see you. I'm out here in Keystone, Colorado, up in the slopes, doing great. The weather's fantastic. You know, the snow is coming down, but it's still great to be outside.
All right. So you flew out there with the family, get a little skiing in. How comfortable were you on an airplane?
You know, John, in regards to my comfort level, very comfortable. You know, what my family and I did before, we did a lot of due diligence, a lot of homework in regards to what the airlines and the guidelines were saying in regards to the middle seats, in regards to wearing a face mask. So again, really important. And you know what? It's not 100% as far as being risk-free jumping on an airplane, but it is, according to the data, a lot safer up in the air compared to being in an office building or even a supermarket as well. So even though we can't 100% prevent it, still properly making sure we go through the guidelines is the right thing to do.
Yeah, I keep hearing a lot of experts say that really up in the plane is safer than being in the airport. Did you feel that way too?
Yes, John, I really did. I felt that it was a much safer in the airplane compared to the airport. Just in the airport, you know, the traffic is so busy. There's not as many people social distancing. So again, much safer in the airplane rather than the airports.
All right, so you're on the plane. What if the person next to you isn't wearing a mask? What should you do?
Great question, John. What we should do is the fact that maybe just politely let them know in regards to the public health guidelines that they should be wearing a mask. I think just being respectful and polite just for others around. And if not, even approach a flight attendant and say, hey, again, putting a mask on to the person next to you could be a really good idea just to protect the people on the plane, yourself, your family, everyone around you.
All right. Don't throw a drink in their face or anything like that.
Right, exactly.
All right. So you're at the ski resort there. How are things there? Is it less crowded? Are more people staying in their bungalows? Or you're not seeing as much there? Or are people just enjoying being in crowds?
Yeah, John, according to your question, much more people are actually staying in bungalows rather than being out here. I think they're enjoying at least the scenery, but people are being smarter here. People are wearing their masks, their social distancing. They are enjoying the outside, but again, people are taking the proper precautions. And it really is admirable what Denver, what the resorts, what Keystone, what they're doing here to keep people safe.
All right. This is Dr. Dan and Daly. He is Dr. Dan O'Brien, MD and MBA. A lot more initials are coming. We're going to tell you about that. You can check him out at drdanmd.com and also on LinkedIn at Dr. Dan MD MBA. So Dan, spring break is coming up. What are your recommendations? Do you let your kid go on spring break? Especially,
you know what, John, right, in regards to recommendations, right now, according to the data, we still need about 80% of the population being vaccinated. So I would really encourage people to keep their kids home right now, especially during this time, unless they have their vaccination, which is really important. Again, we're just kind of at a critical point as more and more people are actually getting vaccinated. So we need to make sure we get, again, up to that 80 to 90% vaccinated before, again, I would feel completely safe letting my son or daughter go on spring break.
How do you, and this is kind of a psychological question, how do you get to your kid, your college kid, just to convince them? What do you do?
I think, John, some of the things you do to convince them is just keep in perspective. Again, this is kind of an interesting year, but safety is the most important thing. And I think that there's other ways that kids can really enjoy their spring break while at home, maybe with family, friends, loved ones, rather than being on a crowded beach or a crowded resort. So again, it's the right thing to do in regards to safety for your child.
All right, interesting. Some of the surveys coming out, 62% of the people in America say that if you don't have the vaccine, you can't fly on a plane. If you were working for an airline, what would you tell that airline to do?
I fully agree. I think that a percentage sounds about right as far as being vaccinated. Again, with the airlines, what I would tell them to do is have that vaccination card. Make sure as they're going up there, all the people on there are being properly vaccinated. That's really important. That's really crucial right now to keep everyone safe.
All right. This week, President Biden told the nation that everybody could be vaccinated by May 1st, and we could be celebrating with family on the 4th of July. Is the president a little too optimistic?
You know, I think the President, John's actually spot on in regards to where we're seeing the data. The numbers are actually doubling as far as where we're at as far as vaccines. So I think by the time we get to May, by the time we get to 4th of July, I think the majority of the population, we're going to get to that 80 to 90% are going to be vaccinated. And people are going to be out there enjoying their fireworks with their family and friends and their favorite beverage.
All right. You're out there. I'm inside here. I've got both my vaccinations, yet I'm still a little leery. Am I a wuss or am I smart?
You know what, John? No, you're not a wuss at all. It takes about 2 weeks after the vaccine to feel kind of completely safe. So again, properly social distancing, wearing your mask is really crucial. Give yourself those 2 weeks. So I think you're doing the right thing. you're staying safe, you're following some of the public health guidelines.
And I'm following what Dr. Dan says. All right, Dan, I'm going to let you go back to the slopes. Enjoy yourself.
Great. Will do, John. Always great to see you.
All right, as well. Folks, catch us on our next episode. This is Dr. Dan and Daily. He is Dr. Dan O'Brien, MD and MBA, and a lot more initials coming up. You'll hear about that in upcoming shows. You can check him out at drdanmd.com and also on LinkedIn at Dr. Dan, MD, MBA. I'm John Daly. We'll catch you on Dr. Dan's next house call. Great job,
Thanks, John.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah. What do you think, John? Still
I think it's really good. To be honest with you, I think it's really good. One of the things that I was saying to Alan was that I kind of felt bad that I thought I kind of let you down a little bit because I should have had these a little bit more pointed to get you there. Instead, I was kind of like, oh, this is a good TV show, and it was good TV, to be honest with you. The other thing is, I think what we've got to do is we got to get you into the mindset of the yes, but. So in other words, you could say, yes, people should go out, but, or, the Democrats are saying, we need to get all this money into people's hands. It's good. Yes, but it could cause some economic problems down the road, so I think we got to kind of work you into that so that not only do you take a stand, but you see all sides, then you take the stand. So a yes, but is good because it kind of helps you. And I don't think I helped you with that. So when Alan had his criticism and I said to him, I go, Alan, I said, and I look about where I started it, I think a lot of it was me. So just,
no worries.
John,
should we give it one more shot? You want to?
If you're ready, sure.
One more shot.
Okay. I just want to make sure
this
thing's
perfection here.
Okay. In this segment of Dr. Dan and Daily, Dr. Dan has turned into Dr. Zhivago. Hi, everybody. John Daly here with Dr. Dan O'Brien, and he has become very Omar Sharif-like. Dan, you're looking good. Where are you?
Yeah. Hey, John. Great to see you. I'm out here in Keystone, Colorado. Absolutely beautiful. Enjoying the slopes. All right.
So you flew out there with the family, do a little skiing. How comfortable were you getting on a plane?
You know what, John? Really comfortable. What we did is we did a lot of our homework as far as the family, right? Making sure that we were following the guidelines, looking up as far as, what those guidelines are with the middle seats, with the airlines, wearing the face mask, what to kind of make sure that we're really doing. So we really, I think, felt very prepared as well as very comfortable on the plane. Even though, again, you're not maybe 100% sure, John. Again, traveling, there's no way to kind of eliminate 100% the risk, but you can do some things to eliminate the risk on a plane. For example, make sure you have your hand hygiene. Make sure, John, too, that you're staying in the window seat rather than the aisle seat. Again, as that spread of infection is a lot more common in the aisle seat. So I think doing some of these small things really makes a huge difference. And again, our family was really prepared going on the plane.
And I think one of the things I keep hearing, and I think you've said this before, is the fact that sometimes an airplane is actually safer than an airport.
You're absolutely correct, John. An airplane is safer than the airport just because of the traffic. There's so much traffic right now in the airports as people are trying to get to their various destinations. A lot more safer up in the airplane.
All right, so I'm on the plane and someone next to me isn't wearing a mask. What do you do?
You know what, John? You can politely tell them just to put their mask on. Again, that's what the public health officials are doing. Or else even, too, going to a flight attendant, asking them, again, could you have some assistance here helping as far as putting a mask on the person next to you? It's just to keep yourself, your family, those around on the plane safe.
All right. At the ski resort, how was it there? Was it less crowded? Did you see more people kind of staying in their own bungalow? What was going on there?
You know what, John, according to your question, a lot more people are actually staying in their bungalow. They were enjoying time with family and friends. The slopes were not as crowded as all. People were making sure, following the guidelines, wearing their mask, properly socially distancing. But to your question, much more people they're out here, but they're actually staying close. They're staying in their close quarters, again, just making sure to be being safe.
And this is Dr. Dan and Daily. He is Dr. Dan O'Brien, MD and MBA. You can check him at drdanmd.com and also on LinkedIn at Dr. Dan, MD, MBA. So Dan, spring break is here. What are your recommendations? Do you let your college kid go on spring break?
You know what, John, my recommendations are right now, according to the data, we need about 80% of the population being vaccinated. So we're not there right now. So I think with my kids, my son or daughter, I would keep them at home. I would look at maybe activities I could do around the house with family and friends. Just the most important thing is just keeping them safe until we have, 80 to 90% vaccination in this country.
How do you talk to your kid when the kid's dying to get out there? Whether it's a guy or a gal, they want to get out there. How do you get to them?
Right, John. I think the first thing, just staying positive, making sure they know what the public health official guidelines are, them keeping them safe. But one thing that I think you could do is, again, spending quality time with them, letting them kind of maybe look into other activities that they can kind of do around the house that they're really kind of passionate about. And again, as this kind of slows down, then I think over the upcoming years, we can let them enjoy their beach or their ski vacation.
All right, you touched on this. A recent survey says about 62% of the people say that if you don't have a vaccine, you can't fly on a plane. If you were working for an airline, what would you tell the airline to do?
You know what, John? If I was working for an airline, I would tell those, people again, you need to be vaccinated. We need to have about 80 to 90% vaccinated before we let people on the plane. Even having a little vaccine card, I think, is really crucial right now. Just because if we see a surge in numbers, we don't have to go back where we were months ago. So it's really important to have that vaccine card to really get vaccinated.
All right. This week, President Biden told the nation that everybody could be vaccinated by May 1st, and we could be celebrating with family on the 4th of July. Is the president a little too optimistic?
No, John. I think the president is spot on. I think the way the numbers are in regards to people getting their vaccines, the numbers are doubling. And I think by the time we get to May 1st, even July 4th, we're going to have a good percent of the population, that 80% being vaccinated. So you're going to be out there enjoying time with your family and friends on the 4th of July.
All right. So you're out there in the cold. I'm here in the warmth inside. I've had both vaccines. I'm still a little bit leery. Am I a wuss or am I being smart?
You know what, John, you're being very smart in regards to, after getting that second vaccine, you need about 2 weeks to make sure that your body, again, is fully recovered, and the fact that you're keeping yourself safe from others as well. So given that 2 weeks is really crucial, and you're doing the right thing.
Even after the 2 weeks, should I be okay?
You know what, John? Yes. Really stay, again, I think as you kind of socially distance, you may want to still kind of wear a mask and socially distance. But yes, I would confidently say you'd be safe after those 2 weeks.
All right, Dan, I'm going to let you go socially distance back on the slope. So enjoy the skiing.
Absolutely. Thanks, John. Always great to see you.
As always, folks, catch us on our next episode. This is Dr. Dan in Daily. He is Dr. Dan O'Brien, MD and MBA. You can also check him out at drdanmd.com and also on LinkedIn at Dr. Dan MD MBA. I'm John Daly. We'll catch you on Dr. Dan's next house call.
Nice. Great. Thanks, John.